What's up, party people? Android Stud here, and I have two stunning devices today that I want to talk about: the Xiaomi Mi 9 and also the OnePlus 7 Pro. Now, these are both Ferraris of smartphones when we're talking about absolute speed. These are two of the fastest phones on the market. The Xiaomi Mi 9 packs a Snapdragon 855 processor. The OnePlus Pro packs a Snapdragon 855 processor also, and these are absolute killer phones with killer displays and killer design, as you can see there. Now, this is the Nebula Blue. You got the piano black. This also comes, the Xiaomi Mi 9 also comes in a blue and also a purple. This obviously comes in the gray and also now a limited edition almond color. Now, these are both heavy hitter phones. They're beautiful. Now, let's talk about a few things first. Let's talk about price. Now, this Xiaomi Mi 9 right here comes in at about under 500 bucks, and you're getting a pretty good bang for your buck. A big Snapdragon 855, 6 gigabytes of RAM, 128 megabytes of onboard storage. You get the triple cameras on the back, front-facing camera, basically a bezel-less design with that beautiful little notch there at the top, dimple notch or whatever you want to call it. You also get wireless charging on this bad boy, which is a great feature. You get fast charging. You get a lot of different features on this phone for under 500 bucks. Now, this one here comes in at about just under $700 for the entry level. Now, this is the big boy. This one is $749. This is the 12 gigabyte RAM, 256 gigabytes of onboard storage. So you get a lot for your money. You get, for 749 bucks, you get an amazing phone with 12 gigabytes of RAM, 855 Snapdragon processor, and 256 gigabytes of onboard storage. It's just incredible. Now, this is a couple $100 more. Is it worth it? Well, let's get into it. Now, as far as the display, you're looking at a 6.4 inch 1080p, not quad HD, but a nice display, not awful. I like the way this display looks. It's a little darker than the OnePlus 7 Pro, which is a quad HD 6.7 inch display AMOLED screen. Now, this thing is absolutely stunning, beautiful, beautiful phone. This one looks good. It's not bad if you ask me right off the top, but it's beautiful. Now, this has the 90 hertz refresh rate, so it blazes. It's just absolutely stunning how fast this phone is. Now, is it faster than the Mi 9? Let me tell you something. This Mi 9 is fast as hell. As a matter of fact, they're both packing the Snapdragon 855 processor. This has 6 gigabytes of RAM. This has 12 gigabytes of RAM. Look at the benchmark score on the OnePlus 7 Pro, and then look at the benchmark on the Xiaomi Mi 9. Exactly the same. Exactly the same. Now, these are heavy hitter phones, if you ask me. They're beautiful, beautiful phones. Now, they both have the triple cameras on the back. You got a 48 megapixel on the Xiaomi Mi 9, 12 megapixel, and 16 with the standard wide angle and telephoto. You have the same here with the standard wide angle and the telephoto. Now, on here, you have 48 megapixel also with an 8 megapixel and a 16 megapixel. So there's some, you know, for me, the cameras on the OnePlus 7 Pro are better on the back than the Xiaomi Mi 9. I just think they're a lot better. The Xiaomi Mi 9's camera is okay. The OnePlus 7 Pro is a lot better. So to me, I just think that the OnePlus 7 Pro does a better job with their cameras, especially after their recent updates. Now, this has a front-facing camera, 20 megapixel camera. This has a 16 megapixel camera. Now, this has the pop-up style camera, as we all know, where you get that pop-up and you can do the selfie. Now, on the OnePlus 7 Pro, it's absolutely phenomenal how good the pictures come out for the front-facing camera. You can check out my video. I did a video on the pictures on this phone, and it's absolutely excellent. Better than the Xiaomi Mi 9. Now, the Xiaomi Mi 9 has good front-facing cameras. I'm not gonna say it's a slouch. It's pretty good as far as the cameras. So As far as the cameras, I got to give it to the OnePlus 7 Pro just overall with the front-facing camera, and the rear cameras are just better than the. At night, this Xiaomi Mi 9 struggles a lot to me. That's just me. But cameras are subjective. You like what you like. So price is better on the Xiaomi Mi 9 than the OnePlus 7 Pro, but to me, the screen on this is phenomenal. I think it's worth a couple $100 to have better cameras and better screen. But let's get into a couple other things. Now, the Xiaomi Mi 9, like I said, has fast charging, has wireless charging, which is great. Now, this does not have wireless charging, which is kind of a bummer. So that's a win for Xiaomi and a loss for OnePlus. But OnePlus has the dual speakers on the front. So if you want to jam out, you're good. Now, the Xiaomi Mi 9 only has a rear bottom firing speaker, which is good. It's loud, but it's not full stereo sounding. So that's kind of a toss up there. I would give a slight edge to the OnePlus 7 Pro because they're able to give you that full sounding stereo sound. Now, the battery on the OnePlus 7 Pro is better on here than the Xiaomi Mi 9. This is only a 3300 milliamp battery. This has a 4000 milliamp battery. So if you ask me, that's just a better overall. Also, this has fast warp charging, which is faster than the fast charging on here. But like I said, you get the wireless charging, which is kind of cool if you ask me. Now, this has an IR blaster. This does not. So that's a win for Xiaomi. If you like the IR blaster, you like to have a remote control on your phone, which is kind of cool. I think it's a little old school. Not a big of a thing as it used to be. I think when it used to be on the Samsungs and some other devices, it was kind of a big deal, but not anymore. Now, one of the things that both these phones have is the in-display fingerprint reader, and they're really good on the OnePlus 7 Pro and also on the Xiaomi Mi 9. If I turn off the lock screen, as you can see, it pops right open. And they both have face unlock. I have this set up here. Boom, there goes my face. Also on the OnePlus 7 Pro, it has face unlock. It uses the pop-up camera, but it works excellent, as you can see there. And that's really cool. One of the other things that the OnePlus 7 Pro that the Xiaomi Mi 9 does not have is the alert slider here on the side, where you can set your ring volume or vibrate or even silent. That's very nifty. I believe that every phone should have this. It's kind of like the iPhone, and it's awesome that the OnePlus 7 Pro has this. But as far as security features are concerned, these both have excellent in-display fingerprint readers and also excellent face unlock. As far as everyday use, this has Oxygen OS, Android 9.0. This runs a MIUI. I'm running Nova Launcher on both of these. This has a MIUI skin, which the notifications on the Xiaomi Mi 9, I don't like them. They're terrible. On the OnePlus 7 Pro, they're excellent. I love Oxygen OS. They constantly update it. Xiaomi does a good job updating their phones, but for me, it's just a better operating system on the OnePlus 7 Pro. So to me, that's a win for the OnePlus 7 Pro overall for me. Now, they both do not have headphone jacks, so that is a definite L for both of these phones. But you got to rock the Bluetooth. You got to rock the Bluetooth. It's just the way it is, if you ask me. But look, which one do I enjoy using more? I like the OnePlus 7 Pro, man. I'm gonna have to give you my fair assessment that I like the OnePlus 7 Pro better than the Xiaomi Mi 9. Now, this is a little bit, feels like I'm gonna break this if I drop it. This one does feel like you're gonna break if you drop it because the screen's so impressive. But this one's just such an impressive phone, man. It's just, you know, this is just Tom Brady. This is college football. You know what I mean? It's just, this is NBA. This is college. You know, it's just, to me, okay? It's a subjective opinion. It doesn't mean I'm right. It doesn't mean I'm wrong. It's just my opinion. A lot of people like the Xiaomi Mi 9 over the OnePlus 7 Pro. But for me, for my money, I would spend the $200 more and get this, because this is just a much better device because of the overall speed. This is fast, but this is fast and it's running a good operating system. I just think that MIUI is just, You could put Nova Launcher on here and make it seem like stock Android, but at the end of the day, I don't like the way the notifications run through on this thing. So to me, it's just a kind of a pain in the butt to see how you have to go through notifications. I don't know if they group them here at the top and they just kind of just stack and they don't really do it's just a pain. I don't like it. I like the way the OnePlus does their notifications, because it's obviously pops up and it's great. So, but that's gonna do it, man. If it were me, I would spend the extra money, but you know what? This is not a bad deal. It's actually a great deal for under 500 bucks. So is this for under 700, 800 bucks, but I would spend the extra money and get this over this any day. But they're both great devices. They're both speed demons. They're both great. Listen, follow me on Twitter at Android Stud or on Instagram. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Also leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think if you have both devices or you have some questions about each device. I'm hoping that I covered each and everything on both these devices as far as all their features and everything that they give. So that's gonna do it, man. I'm Android Stud. Thanks so much for watching.